Welcome to the Tony Gaskins Show, best-selling author, celebrity life coach, and international speaker. The purpose of this show is to bring you motivation, inspiration, and education in the areas of life, love, and business. Thank you for joining me. Now let's get started. Hey, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Talks with Tony. Got a message from a young man, and it says, Mr. Gaskins, just watched a few of your videos online and came across one that really hit home. Can a cheater change? I'm 29 years old and recently divorced due to my wife continuously cheating with a mutual friend of ours. I was married for 2 years and have a 5-year-old daughter with my now ex-wife. She also has a 9-year-old daughter from a previous relationship, but I've been raising her since she was 3 and still do today. I never really left when my ex-wife cheated because I wanted to fix it so my daughters could see a happy marriage, unlike I did when my parents divorced. And just like you stated in your video, she took advantage of that. Unfortunately, enough was enough when I found out they had recently seen each other, and I immediately filed for divorce. So my leaving was to divorce her. Now, I think she finally gets it and is saved from what it appears, and I believe she has finally changed. My daughters hate the split homes and family, which is getting to me because I remember being in their shoes. Now I have dated a bit and currently in a relationship with an amazing woman. It's still early in the relationship, so I'm taking things slow. She hasn't met my daughters, but of course, I was planning for them to meet in the next few months if things continue to progress. However, my daughter, the 5-year-old, recently hints at all of us being a family again. I know she doesn't understand, but I feel guilty since I wanted the divorce. And what if my ex-wife learned her lesson? Do I try this again, or do I move on with this amazing woman and somehow blend this family in the future? I still don't trust my ex-wife, and I know I wouldn't have these let's try again thoughts if there were no child involved. So I need some advice. Hope to hear from you and would like to remain anonymous. Thank you very much. And just so you all know, his name is, and he lives at, but yes, everyone who writes in is anonymous. So please, if you have a question, send it in to inbox@tonygaskins.com. Thank you so much for, watching the videos, and I appreciate you writing in, like you said on your email, titled it Rare. Woman cheats with a male friend. And that I really don't hear that a lot. Really don't hear from a lot of men for whatever reason. I can tell you, me personally, it would be a no for me. Like Randy says on that American Idol, that's a no for me, dog. And the reason being is because, when a person cheats, the first time, you can chalk it up as an accident, as a mistake. The second time, it's a choice. Really, the first time was a choice too, but I'm just giving the benefit of the doubt. I know it was a choice. The second time, you definitely have to label it a choice. The third time is a habit. As you know, it's always been said that women cheat better than men. And I can believe that. Women are smarter than us. Science says women are smarter than us because they think with both sides of their brain, and a man only thinks with one side of his brain. So they can process and evaluate and really calculate things better than a man in some areas. That's not always the case when it comes to, fixing things and things like that. My wife, who is a genius, comes to me and says, hey, baby, can you get this off? Or can you put this on? Or can you do this? And I go to do it, and I'm not even a handyman, and I do it in like 5 seconds. And I'm like, what in the world? You were here 30 minutes and you couldn't do that? So our brains work differently. And with something like cheating and being sneaky and kind of hiding things, I could see how a woman could be better if she really wanted to cheat. So the fact that you caught her lets me know that she's been probably cheating a while and cheating a lot. And either you were dogging her out and mistreating her, and she used that as an excuse to cheat, which some women do that when they're fed up, or you're not who she wants. So you may not be the height, you may not be the weight, you may not be the look, you may not be the income level, and you are who she's settling for, but aesthetically, she wants another man. And that's happening a lot today where women are being, hurt in these relationships. She has an older daughter, so your ex-wife has a 9-year-old. So she has, already been down that road of relationships, having sex to the point that you conceive a child, you have the child, you try to raise the child and try to co-parent. She's been down there. She's been around the block. She's experienced some things. You met her, you had your first child with her. And you became stepdaddy to her daughter. So that already shows me that you are at least a halfway decent man, because not a lot of men want to be a stepfather. Not a lot of men will willingly be a stepfather and do it, with honor and dignity and respect. And so you did that to the point to where her daughter loves you and sees you like a dad, and your daughter really loves you and wants y'all to get back together. So that says something about you. Another thing that says something about you is you were watching my videos. That already puts you in a very rare class of men, because not a lot of men admit to watching my videos. Although they watch them, they'll never admit it. And then you wrote in for advice. So that also says something about you as a man, which is also rare, because for those of you who listen to my podcast, if you don't get to catch it on YouTube, hopefully you're listening on, you download it on iTunes or somewhere, Google Play or the Podbean app. But if you listen to the questions that I receive, very rarely does a man write in. They listen. They'll talk to me about it if they bump into me in the mall or come to an event. But, we need more men to step up and speak out and to seek some, insight and not try to do it all themselves. And you're doing that. So that lets me know that you are a rare type of guy. From my experience, it also lets me know that a lot of times when a guy is like you and dealing with women, a lot of times guys like you get taken advantage of, get used and abused, get mistreated, because women are so used to the bad guy. Women are so used to the tough guy, and it's not really guys who are, 6 foot tall, 6-pack abs, making 6 figures. Those guys don't really act the way you're acting. Now, you could be that guy, and that would also make you very rare. It's typically a different type of guy, because the world has treated you differently, and the world treats us differently based on who we are, what we look like, how much money we make. And so people who meet us, they kind of fall in line with the way the world treats us, has been treating us all our lives based on our appearance and our status. And so she's taking you for granted. She's looking down on you. She appreciates your stability and you being there and you taking a chance on her. She tried everything in the world to try to convince herself that this can work and she can make it work with you, but you're just not who she wants. Your flaws are not perfection in her eyes. And who you are is not who she is mature enough to receive. So therefore, she steps out and she cheats. And this guy, probably just has some type of edge or something about him that makes him attractive to her, probably sexy to her. And that just goes to speak to her confusion, how lost she is, how hurt she is, how broken she is, which is also immaturity, ignorance, a lack of understanding, a lack of knowledge, a lack of wisdom. And so she's in a really tough place herself, and she's trying to make sense of it all. And with that, a lot of times, in order to save yourself and to save her, because she will make you put hands on her, because you will get to the point to where you reach your human limit and you get tired of being cheated on, and you could do something irrational, something that you should never do. And you would blame it on her. I slapped her, I choked her, I slammed her into the bed so hard that she hit the springs up under it, because I caught her cheating with this mutual friend. And that's the other aspect. How is this a mutual friend? Like, and the fact that you are in the free world and able to write me lets me know that you're a good man. Because if my wife was cheating with a mutual friend, that means that friend knows me and knows this is my wife. And if he takes advantage of her ignorance, her brokenness, her confusion, or just even if she's promiscuous, if she's just a flat out, harlot, if he takes advantage of that, knowing that that's my wife, instead of coming to me and say, "Hey, man, your woman, man, she a little out there, bro. Like she a little loose. Like I know, I don't swing on me, man, but I'm just telling you, man, the man, like, I don't know, bro. You got to talk to her." But if he takes advantage of that, guess what? And I take this lightly, from me coming to you, but I got to put him 6 feet under. I got to put him 6 feet under. Lord, forgive me, but the Lord knows my heart, and that's why he honors and orders my steps. I mean, because I got to put him 6 feet under. I just cannot send an email from the free world if a man I know sleeps with my wife, and that's from my mouth to God's ears. And so that lets me know how good of a guy you are. You're a better man than me. You are a better man than me. So what that means is you need to let her go. Let her go. Put your track shoes on. Do you some stretches and hit the ground running. Go to court. You're a great guy. Go to court. I would try to get custody. You're probably going to lose that, because the court's really not going to give a man custody unless you just got a whole lot of money. We saw some rich men win custody from their woman. So you're probably not going to get custody unless you can prove, drug use, alcoholism, stuff like that she doesn't have the finances to provide for them. But I would just get your guaranteed visitation, to where you can see them as much as possible, unless she's willing to give you that. Don't use the court if she's already willing to let you see your daughters as much as you want to. And if that's the case, then you be there. And this is what you have to understand about kids. God, the way he created us, he knew the world has evolved, but even still today, men have to go to war. Men had to go to war in the beginning of time. You conquering the land around you. So kids got used to their father leaving and not coming back. Men had many, many wives in the biblical parts of the world where the Bible was written. Men had many wives, until, Jesus came around and told a man to be with one woman and things like that. Kings had many wives and concubines. So kids were created very resilient. Like, I talk to women every day who were raped and molested and, really, really just done wrong by a stepfather, an uncle, whoever. And these women are not crazy. Like, they're not, like, this happened to them as a child, and they are fully functioning, making six figures. And, they have some issues that they're dealing with, but it doesn't, hinder them from being a productive citizen. And so that shows me just the resiliency that we were created with, because God knew life would be just tumultuous and we would go through a whole lot of turmoil, trials and tribulations. And so although your daughter is saying, "Hey, I want us to be a family again," that's natural, that's normal. But you have to explain to her, "I really love you. I really love you, baby, and I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to see you, every week, and we're going to spend time. But me and your mom, it's not healthy. We don't get along, and I have to work. I have to be over here. If she won't understand the relationship, then just let her know you got to work. You got to be somewhere else. And then when she's 10, 13, you have receipts. Keep a receipt. Every pair of shoes, every pair of clothes, every child support check, or every money that you give to your woman, get it in a money order. Go to Scott, get it in a money order, and keep a receipt, so that when your daughters get of age and they question, why weren't you here? Why didn't you live in the home with me? You can tell them then at 13, 14, 15, what happened. They will know all about sex. The kids know about it in 5th grade these days. They will know all about sex. They will know all about all of that. It's on the TV. It's on the YouTube. People talking about it. Their friends doing it in school. And if you ain't on top of them and you ain't teaching them, they're going to be doing it too. So you have to be there, be active as you possibly can. If she tries to take it, then that's when you go to court and you fight for your rights. But you cannot be with her, because you will either hurt yourself or you will hurt her. Because for her to cheat multiple times, it says something is wrong with the relationship, either on your end or either on her end or both of you, and it's just not healthy. And so move forward, be there for your daughters, show them love and respect. And with this new young lady, learn from the red flags that you missed with your ex-wife. She sounds like she might be a great woman. You call her an amazing woman, and this may be what you deserve. This may be the type of woman you need. You obviously don't have a problem getting women, so, you left that one and you found another woman, so you're doing pretty good. You're a good guy, and you're attracting some ladies. So pay attention to the red flags. Make sure that this woman that you're not a rebound, and that she's not settling for you because she's been dogged out and mistreated so bad that she wants to try the nice guy. Make sure that she's your equal, that she is a good, genuine-hearted woman with a good head on her shoulders. Look at her relationship resume. Who has she dated? If she's been dating men who are all the opposite of you, then that may show you that that's her type. And that may be a small red flag to say, okay, if she tries this with me and she just can't get into it, is she going to end up cheating on me like my ex-wife did because I was never her type? So pay attention to that. Have that conversation and make sure, look, I don't have time for the games. Where are you in your life? Where is your mindset? What do you want out of life? What do you want out of marriage? What are you looking forward to? Men can ask women these type of questions because women are very thoughtful and articulate. If these questions are going the other way, a lot of men struggle with answering these serious questions. So, take advantage of that benefit and ask her the real questions. Not like you're interrogating her, but like you are deeply, interested in learning her thought process and her hopes, dreams, and desires. Hey, thank you so much. If you need more where that comes from, make sure you visit TonyGaskinsAcademy.com. That's my name and academy. TonyGaskinsAcademy.com. Grab the Real Love University. Sit with it. Listen to it. If you have a question, send it in to inbox@TonyGaskins.com. Inbox@TonyGaskins.com. Hey, thank you so much. We will talk soon.